Hello, I'm Claire at the Fintech Times, and we're here for day 2 of Money 2020 in Amsterdam, and I'm joined by our Fintech Power 50 member, OpenPayd. Hello, how are you?
Hi there, I'm good, thank you. I'm Barry O'Sullivan, I'm Head of Banking and Payments Infrastructure at OpenPayd.
Let's start maybe with just a simple, tell us more about OpenPayd and what it is that you do.
Okay, so we're a global provider of embedded finance or financial infrastructure. We are UK regulated, so we're EMI regulated in the UK by the FCA, and we're also regulated in Malta as well as an FI where we can issue e-money. Our business is to support corporate companies globally that need to access either domestic payments or international payments, multi-currency FX, or they may need to open or issue virtual accounts for them or their end users. So we work with about 250 so businesses globally.
And could you maybe give a few examples of the ways that you work with them and how you help them?
Sure. So most of the organisations we work with, they have a core proposition where they also need payments as well. So typically they will look to work with us, they integrate into our infrastructure, and then they can consume the relevant financial instruments they need. So it might be that a marketplace may need sterling accounts so that they can send and receive payments in from their customers. Or it could be a digital asset business that's looking for the on-off fiat rails. So they have customers that need to invest in crypto, and they need the fastest way for them to get real money in to then invest in cryptocurrency. So we help those companies by supporting them with the fiat part of issuing bank accounts plus payments.
So embedded finance is a big buzzword. Everyone talks about it. What does it really mean? What is it doing for the financial services industry?
Yeah, okay. I think if you asked 100 different people what embedded finance was, you'd probably get 100 different answers. I don't think it's truly been defined properly yet. Most companies as well that are looking for something don't go online and look for, I need an embedded finance solution. They usually have a problem that they're trying to fix, and they go online and they find providers that issue whatever embedded finance might look like. If you look at the industry, even over the last 20 years, it's existed for many, many years where companies can integrate via API, they can consume different things, whether it's payments or accounts. It was never called really embedded finance when you look at all the different the instruments, but it's changing at the moment. Companies are starting to see the real need for the payment event. If you've got an organization, even take retail for example, back in the days you'd have to go and get your card, you put in some information and pay, but nowadays consumers, we want to do things really quickly, and if we have to, I guess, take time out to do something. I'll give you an example. I bought something on my phone the other day, and I couldn't use Apple Pay or PayPal, and my card was upstairs, so I cancelled the order, went somewhere else, and I paid on Apple Pay via them. So it shows that people want everything and they want to consume it. So more companies now are getting they're starting to really take note of that event will lead on to something else. So they're starting to work with partners like ourselves to make sure they've got that part of their journey really nailed down so they can concentrate on their core business.
So how do you stand out? How are you unique in how you work with the companies?
Yeah, another good question. I think our tech stands out more than anything. We've got very good tech, and it shows some of our client base when they're integrating with us can do things at pace. We've had customers that have issued, say, 1 million accounts overnight. So for that, definitely our technology. But I think it's always, as you say, the people that work in the company. We really know the verticals we service, and we do it very well. So where we look at servicing other FIs or the digital asset space or traditional corporates, that we've been doing it for a long time now, and we've built the solutions around the customers. So I think we know what we're doing with the verticals we service.
Yeah. So what is it like to work at OpenPayd? What's the culture like as a company?
It's a great company to work for. It's the best one I've ever worked for. We deal with higher risk categories, and my background in finance for the last 20 years has always been in the traditional low risk corporate. So coming into an industry where we do deal with, say, crypto, the digital asset space, or dealing with other FIs or EMIs, is that it is seen as a slightly higher risk. We also do low risk as well, but I guess for me, coming in and doing something new for the last 20 years has been great, because a lot more goes on within these types of industries. So that's what I love about the company, and it's a great company to work for.
That's good to know. Money 2020, have you been to the show before? Is this the first time?
No, I've been here many times. Yeah, I started coming in Copenhagen when it was there first of all, and now here. I was in Vegas last year. For our department, our role for banking is that we're bringing in new solutions to OpenPayd. So I need to go out and meet the relevant banking partners, whether we're keeping up with our current partnerships or we're looking to acquire new banking relationships within country. So for me, these events are priceless. To speak to new banks and new payment technologies. So I always go to the Money 2020 events because it's key for our growth.
So you've got quite a few to compare to. How does this year feel compared to previous years? Because last year seemed a bit more people worried about the future, where it feels a bit more positive this time.
I think so. I've definitely seen a change in the market. Obviously, the last year's not been easy for everybody. We've seen really good growth over the last year for our business. Our transactional volumes have grown from 10 billion to 36 billion annualized. We've seen our transactions go from 200,000 transactions a month to 1 million per month. So we've seen a really steady growth, and we're speaking to some of the companies around today. They're experiencing the same thing. So it's good to see. Last year was quite different for us because we had a stand up here in the balcony. So whilst it was great, we had lots of meetings booked. I don't think we potentially got the footfall that we would have done on the floor. So this year we're like centre stage, just next to the main speaking slot. So it's been a really good event for us. So I think we're already looking at next year now.
That's great. And is there anything that you would, either from OpenPayd or something you've heard here, that you think people should be taking away with them and that nugget of information?
I think for the industry itself, the emergence of blockchain and crypto payments and others, we started to see it last year where more technology players were coming here that were from the blockchain, or crypto space, which is what we're seeing again. I think more and more companies now are starting to see, not just in the fintech space, but corporates, this idea of rail agnostic. There's not one payment rail that will rule them all. So working and looking at, whether it's a card rail or someone wants to pay via blockchain or cryptocurrency or via a bank transfer. I think the takeaway for this year is that we're starting to see a lot more businesses focusing on, that's where the embedded finance bit comes in, is looking at capturing the different ways for organisations to do business. So for me, that's probably the biggest takeaway.
Thank you for joining me today, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, thank you.